everyone, this is the Group 4 presentation, and in this video we're going to talk about the world of regions, the countries, regions and globalization, the non-state regionalism, and also the contemporary challenges of regionalism. So if you want to learn something, watch this video. So first, we're going to talk about the globalization. But since our previous reporter already talked about globalization's meaning and definition, now we're going to focus on the globalization's purpose. So what was the purpose of globalization? Associations, societies, and groups form regional organizations and networks as a way of coping with the challenges of globalization. But the globalization has made people aware of the world in general, but it has also made Filipinos more cognizant and specific in areas such as Southeast Asia. So the globalization helped us to be aware in the world. But not just that, because the globalization also helped Filipinos to be known in Southeast Asia. But not just that, kaya we know naman that the Philippines stand itself to be known and for us to be called as Asian. Regionalism is often seen as a political and economic phenomenon, and the term actually encompasses a broader area. It can be examined in relation to identities, ethics, religions, ecological sustainability, and health. Regionalism is also a process of must be treated as an emergent, socially constituted phenomenon. So, regionalism daw is not a natural phenomenon. It was being constructed by the policymakers. So, what was the policymakers? Also the government, right? So, dito na siya natural phenomenon, it is constructed. Such as the religions, diba? The ethics, the ecological sustainability, the health. So the lesson will be included by asking where all this regionalism are bringing us as a member of a nation and a citizen of the world. So, hantud asa, or asa tadalun kutob ani regionalism. Better watch till the end.
Hello everyone, I'm Clarice Casey Paran. We're going to tackle about countries, region, and globalization. So, according to Edward D. Mansfield and Helen V. Milner, state that economic and political definition of regions vary, but there are certain basic features that everyone can agree on. When we say a group of countries located in the same geographically specified area, or an amalgamation of two regions, or a combination of more than two regions, that's we called region. So the example of region is Europe, Central and Eastern Europe region, Asian region, African region, Mediterranean, and the Middle East and the Americas. So those are made up of countries. And when we say regional concentration of economic flows, and it is the process of dividing an area into smaller segments called regions. So we talk about regionalization. So isa sa mga ginagamit na example na regionalization is the division of nation into different states or provinces. And when we say naman na political process characterized by economic policy, cooperation and coordination among countries, we call this regionalism. Regionalism, it focuses on development of political or social system based on one or more region. Countries from regional association for several reasons. One is for military defense. North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. The NATO is the most widely known defense grouping, and it is formed during the Cold War. So This was when the Western European countries plus the United States agreed to protect Europe against the threat of Soviet Union. And another military defense is the Warsaw Pact, consisting of the Eastern European countries under Soviet domination, so the Soviet Union included in December 1991, but the NATO still remained its place. So, next is countries, also from regional organization to pool these resources, get better return for their exports, as well as expand their leverage against trading partners. So, for example, the Organization Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, which was established in 1960 rather, so it was established by Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. So this is to regulate the production and the sale of oil. This region alliance flexed its muscle in the 1970s when member countries took over domestic product and dictate crude oil prices in the world market. OPEC, or Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, success convinced 9 other oil-producing countries to join them.
So next is regional alliance to protect their independence from the pressure of superpower politics. So, for example, the president of Egypt, Ghana, India, Indonesia, and Yugoslavia created the Non-Aligned Movement, or what we called NAM, in 1961 to pursue world peace and international cooperation, human rights, national sovereignty, racial and national equality, non-intervention, and peaceful conflict resolution. So, at its peak, the NAM, or the Non-Aligned Movement, is or had 120 member countries. So, the movement was never formalized and continued to exist up to present, although it lacks the same favor that is had in the past. And finally, the economic crisis compels countries to come together. So, for example, the Thai economy, or Thailand country in Asia, so the Thai economy collapsed in 1996. So, after foreign currency speculators and troubled international banks demand that Thai government pays back its loan, so rapid withdrawal foreign investment, which bankrupt the economy of Thailand. So the crisis began to spread to other Asian countries as their currencies were also devalued and foreign investments left in hurry. So with this, the IMF, or International Monetary Fund, tried to reverse the crisis, but it was the only ASEAN countries, which are the Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, along with the China, Japan, South Korea, agreed to establish an emergency to anticipate a crisis that Asian economies stabilize. So, the crisis made Asia more unified and coordinated. Countries respond to globalization in a variety of ways, both economically and politically. So, some are large enough and wealthy enough to be able to decide how they participate in global integration processes. For example, China. China offered cheap and huge workforce to attract foreign businesses and expand trade with other countries. So, same with us. In Japan, other countries also make up their small size by taking advantage of their strategic location, like for example, Singapore and Switzerland. So these are small countries, so lack of resources into financial banking. So Singapore also is a security gateway between East and the West as the entrance to the South China.
Non-state regionalism, it is only the states that agree to work together in the name of a single cause or causes. Communities also engage in regional organization. This new regionalism varies in form. They can be tiny association that includes no more than a few actors and focus on a single issue, or huge continental union that address security. Organization representing this new regionalism likewise rely on the power of individuals or non-governmental organization or NGOs and associates to link up with another in pursuit of a particular goal. And finally, new regionalism is identified with reformists who share the same values, norms, institution, and system that exist outside the traditional established mainstream institution and system. Non-state regionalism tactics varies. Strategies and tactics likewise vary. Some organizations partner with government to initiate social change. Those who work with government legitimizers participate in institutional mechanisms that afford some civil society group voice and influence technocratic policy-making process. For example, the ASEAN issued its Human Rights Declaration in 2009, but the regional body left its member countries to apply right and are limited in many ASEAN countries. New regionalism organizations use this official declaration to pressure the government to pass laws, regulation that protects and promote human rights. In South America, left-wing governments support the Hemispheric Social Alliance opposition of the Northern American Free Trade Agreement or NAFTA. While member of the Mesa de Articulación de Asunción Nacionalismo y Redes de Americas Latina El Caribe, and network and NGOs in Latin America and the Caribbean participate in Forum Summit.
Good day everyone, my name is Mrs. Gerald Alcanoy and I will be discussing the contemporary challenges to regionalism. So, contemporary challenges to regionalism is tumutukoy sa mga modern day issues and obstacles nga nag-threaten sa pag-unlad o sa effectiveness sa mga regional integration efforts. So, before I proceed to my topic, contemporary challenges to regionalism, I would like to talk about what is regionalism. So, regionalism is a political ideology nga nagsig og political power, influence ug self-determination sa isa or daghan nga subnational regions. Nag-form sila og samahan for it to improve the multilateral system. If different countries are helping and improving each other, there are also problems that arise. Sinasalungat ng militanteng nasyonalismo ang rehiyonalismo sa pamamagitan ng paghihina ng loob sa rehiyonalismo. Dahil madalas na idinararawan ng nasyonalista ang rehiyonalismo bilang isang banta sa bansa sa mga halaga nito at pambansang pagkakakilanlan. So, contemporary challenges to regionalism. So, the main challenge of regionalism in this contemporary times is the resurgence of militant nationalism and populism. So, second is populism. Ipaboran sa mga tao ug gisupak ang cooperation sa region sa mga gobyerno. Also, ang regional instability and opposing interest of members can create a problem sa regionalism. Regional instability and opposing interest among members hinders the efficiency and effectiveness of regional organization. It creates a division that becomes a problem for cooperation.
That's all for this video, and I hope you learned something about globalization and regionalism. Have a great day!